do the awards for the NFL as it stands right now. Here, finishing week 11, going into week 12. So let's get right into it. We're going to do the lesser awards first and the more major awards last. So first we're going to start with Comeback Player of the Year. And Comeback Player of the Year, for those who you might not know what Comeback Player of the Year is. It means you had an injury or a very down season last year, and you have come back and been very, very good from it. So the two that I have in mind are both players that had very, very bad injuries and were injured last year. And those two, the first one is Ben Roethlisberger, and the second one is Alex Smith. Now, Alex Smith is only in consideration because he had maybe a career-ending, and for a couple days, it looked possibly life-ending leg injury in 2018. So, just the fact that he's back and starting for the football team this year I think that nearly deserves a Comeback Player of the Year, and another nearly deserves is Ben Roethlisberger. They both nearly deserve it. It just depends on who really, really deserves it of these two. And Ben Roethlisberger, week 2 last year, suffered a season-ending elbow injury that he had to undergo surgery for. As I said, he missed the rest of the season. So, the fact that he has led his Steelers team to be 10-0 so far this season is ridiculous. So, with all those two arguments for those two players being said, I'm going to give the award to Ben Roethlisberger. Sure, it's pretty incredible that Alex Smith came back from that injury and is now starting, but Ben Roethlisberger has actually been really, really good coming off the injury. Alex Smith hasn't been good, it's just the fact that he's out there that's been incredible. Roethlisberger has actually been really, really good, so that's why I'm giving Ben Roethlisberger Comeback Player of the Year. Next is going to be Coach of the Year, and there are 3 coaches in the conversation. 1, because their team is succeeding, which is what it usually is, and 2, because they've just been really good coaches this year. The one that their team is succeeding, we saw it with Ben Roethlisberger, it's Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin is definitely in this conversation because, well, his team is 10-0, so something must be right with the coaching staff. But the other 2 have been really, really good at coaching well under bad circumstances. And those 2 are Sean Payton and Matt Rule. First, we're going to talk about Sean Payton. His quarterback has 11 broken ribs and a collapsed lung. Yeah, what did he do? He nearly pitched a shutout on the Falcons. And he's just been really, really good all year with an injured Saints team. You look, Michael Thomas, he's only played 2 or 3 games this year. He's been injured nearly the entire year, and now you have the Drew Brees injury. The fact that he is still winning a ton of games throughout these key injuries is incredible. Now the next one is Matt Rule. Matt Rule is a really, really good coach, and no one expected really anything out of the Carolina Panthers this year. And Matt Rule has turned nothing into maybe even a shot at the playoffs. We don't really know. But with all those being said, I'm going to give Coach of the Year to Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin has just led his team to be 10-0. Sure, he's assembled a great defense, great offense, all of that. It's just he has been coaching really, really well all season, so I'm going to give it to Mike Tomlin. Next is going to be Offensive Player of the Year. Now, Offensive Player of the Year is not MVP, but it is really the next best thing. And I'm going to give it to Dalvin Cook. Now, a couple weeks ago, we would be arguing Alvin Kamara as the Offensive Player of the Year. But right now, Dalvin Cook has just been dominating everyone. Sure, you could have Davante Adams and Alvin Kamara in this conversation, but just Dalvin Cook has been awesome all season, so I would say that it would unanimously be Dalvin Cook, in my opinion. Defensive Player of the Year. Now, this one is a lot tougher because there are 3 players that are in this, and they are Myles Garrett, T.J. Watt, and, of course, he's always in it, and it's Aaron Donald. Those 3 are the ones that, those 3 are the 3 that have been really, really good this year, and let's argue for the 3 of them. Aaron Donald is Aaron Donald. He's got a ton of sacks this year, like he always does. TJ Watt is TJ Watt. He has a ton of sacks this year, a ton of QB pressures, by far the most QB hits in the league. And that's why he's in this conversation. But Myles Garrett leads the NFL in sacks by a lot, actually, by like 4 sacks, I believe, right now. And he's just had a ton of QB pressure. So when it comes down to these three, I'd give the Defensive Player of the Year to Myles Garrett. He's just been really, really dominant all season. And remember, he had that season-ending suspension last year when he hit Mason Rudolph with his helmet. So the fact that he has come back off that and proved to people, hey, I am a really good player. And I can go just to destroy and shut down offenses. So now we have Offensive Rookie of the Year, and this one, especially with it was between 2 people for a little while, Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow. But now with Joe Burrow's injury, Joe Burrow's stats are just not going to stack up to Justin Herbert's. So I'm not even going to talk about anyone else except for Justin Herbert. So I'm going to give the award to Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert, Offensive Rookie of the Year. He's just been so good this year. And I'd say it unanimously be him. Now, there are 2 people in the Defensive Rookie of the Year conversation, and that is Chase Young and Antoine Winfield. Chase Young was injured the first couple games of the year, but he has really been putting it on in these past couple games, and that is why he has really caught up to Antoine Winfield in this Rookie of the Year conversation. So who it's going to be, this is really, really tough, but I am going to give it to Antoine Winfield. I mean, he's just been making plays for that Buccaneers secondary the entire season, so I'm going to give it to him. Now, the final thing that we're going to talk about, the one you guys have been all been waiting for, who, in my opinion, should win Most Valuable Player, also known as MVP. And there are 2 people in this right now, Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray. Oh, and Patrick Mahomes. He's in this too. Patrick Mahomes, he's Patrick Mahomes. He's always in the MVP conversation every year. He's just unstoppable. And then Russell Wilson, he's looked good those first couple weeks, but now he's starting to slow down. But still, the stats show that maybe Wilson should still win it. But I'm going to give it to this third and final player, Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is going to be the MVP this year because he's just been so dominant every single week of the NFL season. So that is why I'm going to give the MVP to Kyler Murray. I mean, the stats back this up. He has better stats because of his rushing ability than Russell Wilson. So that is why Kyler Murray is MVP right now, in my opinion. So that's going to do it for me today. Those were the awards that I think, if the season ended right now, would be given out. And in the comment section below, you guys say who you guys think should be win all these awards. So until my next video, guys, thank you so much for watching. It really helps me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.